Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys, we've got some juicy details regarding attraction flow within Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, attraction flow is something that I know a lot of us are very intrigued in. It's a mechanic and a system that is going to allow us to obviously utilize Disney theme park rides as a way of utterly destroying things, essentially. That's the basic concept of it. And it's a really cool mechanic. So far we've seen quite a lot of it with the Big Thunder Mountain, the teacups, the Astro Blaster within the Jump Fest 2015 trailer. It looks like an extremely interesting mechanic, and I think it's very cool on Square Enix's behalf to actually involve real-life Disney theme park rides within Kingdom Hearts. I think it's pretty genius. However, though, for many years we have been very confused as to exactly how this system is going to work. Will it, replace summons? Will it work like summons? How exactly does it work? Now, unfortunately, within the two trailers that we've gotten this year in 2017, we actually haven't seen any attraction flow being used, which arguably is kind of a good thing. Even though I kind of want to see a little bit more attraction flow, it's kind of a good thing, because if we look back to the previous trailers before 2017, within all of those trailers, we have constantly seen attraction flow time and time again. So yeah, these two trailers this year have kind of allowed Square Enix to focus on different mechanics aside from attraction flow. As of course, when Kingdom Hearts 3 was, first revealed with all of its trailers within 2013 and 2015, it seemed to be that attraction flow was definitely a huge focus within those trailers. However, though, a gaming website known as Atomics got to sit down with Tetsuya Nomura, and Tetsuya Nomura actually gave us some pretty cool details regarding attraction flow, even though we didn't get to see any attraction flow this year. So let's just jump into the news and information. This is what has been stated. During the talk, Nomura commented that Kingdom Hearts 3 will offer various ways to attack enemies, such as Keyblade transformations, magic, melee attacks, and attraction flow is just one more weapon in the arsenal of attacks the player can use to their advantage. In this sense, they do not want to force you to only use one type of attack, but you are given the option of enjoying attraction flow system with its brilliant and amazing animations. In other words, a colorful presentation without button mashing. You can enjoy a visual treat on the screen. The most interesting thing that Nomura said about it is that the user will have no say over what type of attraction flow they activate, but rather they will be surprised depending on the area. This way, when you see that the indicator is ready to run the showy power, you will have the surprise of discovering what will happen, and it's not something you can simply re-engage in any environment you choose. So that right there is some pretty interesting information. Now, I know what you guys are thinking straight off the bat, focusing on the part where Tetsuya Nomura said that the user will have no say over the type of attraction flow they activate, but rather it will be a surprise depending on whereabouts Sora and the gang are in that very moment. So it would seem that depending on where you are, what world, what part of that world, that will determine exactly what attraction flow ride will actually activate when the prompt comes up. So it's not really going to work like summons. We're not going to have some sort of separate menu to select and then, obviously select the teacups or of course the pirate ship or the train, but rather I gather that the attraction flow system will kind of work like situation commands, where after a while, after we've performed a certain amount of attacks, dealt a certain amount of damage, and defeated a certain amount of the enemies, within the situation command prompts, eventually one of the attraction flow rides will come up. Now don't worry, I don't believe that this is going to be a system that forces us to use attraction flow, so basically it's just going to activate out of pretty much nowhere. Like I was saying, I believe that the attraction flow system will actually be chained up to the situation commands, where we actually see it prompted in the situation commands, and if we want to activate it, we just simply press triangle. Still though, I know this is going to be very controversial because of the fact that I know a lot of people don't really like a lot of random stuff, meaning the fact that some people prefer to actually have option and choice over exactly what they're kind of activating in that specific situation. And I know as of right now, a lot of people are kind of worried about this system, mainly because of the fact that, what if in that moment it activates a specific attraction flow ride that in that situation that attraction flow ride won't be as useful as, say, the pirate ship or maybe the teacups, opposed to actually just using the Big Thunder Mountain train. However, though, I think the system is going to automatically determine what attraction flow ride is best suited in that exact situation. Because if you think about it, if Sora and the gang are in a very small enclosed area in that situation, then it's not going to make much sense to activate Big Thunder Mountain, because essentially will be flying through walls and under the ground. So obviously the game is going to need a massive wide open space in order to actually utilize the Big Thunder Mountain. Whereas looking in enclosed areas, I think something like the Astro Blaster that we see outside of Yensid's tower, or the teacups that we've seen used within the Twilight Town area, are probably more suited for these smaller areas. So in that sense, giving players the freedom over exactly what attraction flow ride they use won't really make too much sense, because essentially it just won't really work in certain areas. And I believe that in certain boss fights, there will be specific attraction flow rides that are chained to those boss fights, like we see with the Rock Titan fight. We actually see a scene where Sora is using the Big Thunder Mountain train attraction flow ride, and so I believe that there will be specific attraction flow rides, linked to certain boss fights. The other interesting thing right here is he said that there will not be button mashing involved with the attraction flow ride system. Rather, it seems that we'll have a few options to kind of utilize or use, but for the most part, it seems like the way that the attraction flow rides actually work, it looks like they're pretty much automated. But once again, like I was saying, like within the command menu of the Astro Blaster, it seems like we've got 3 options right here. It seems like a pretty straightforward attraction flow ride. We get this gun and we can essentially just shoot things out of the ride itself. So it looks like they're pretty simplistic to use. But anyway guys, that's all the news and information today. I think the system is extremely interesting, and I'm extremely grateful that Tetsuya Nomura actually got the chance to sit down and briefly comment on it. I have a feeling that within the next trailer that we see for Kingdom Hearts 3, Square Enix will actually hopefully show off a little bit more attraction flow, and then I hope also Tetsuya Nomura gives a overall sort of better explanation on it, exactly how it's prompted, if it's actually part of the situation command system, which I honestly believe it will be. Okay guys, that's all for today. In the comment section down below, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions towards the attraction flow ride system. Do you guys like the whole random aspect of it? I would love to know, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.